Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Hey, I wanted to talk about something really quick before we get our day started, before I start watching football. Happy Sunday to y'all. I wanted to talk about speaker types, and to say that this upsets me is too strong of a phrase, too strong a word to use. I'm not upset about it, but it throws me off. And what I'm talking about is miscategorizing speakers. Like, for example, people always refer to these type of speakers as sound quality speakers, and they're not. These are sound quality speakers. These are PA speakers, loudspeakers. Are they clear? Yeah. Are they loud? Yeah. Are they musical? Not so much. They're just loud. And when you talk to somebody who's in the sound quality world, and I know sound quality is subjective and all that, but when you talk to somebody who's in the world of sound quality and you mention these type of speakers, that ain't it, man. And one clear indicator, the instant indicator, is just look at the surround. How the surround is on the speaker. That's the first indicator that I notice when I'm talking about these types of speakers, or when people talk about these types of speakers and things. And I mean, that should be the first thing to let you know. And then, you can go more technical, look at the frequency range and stuff like that. A lot of times these loudspeakers will have a frequency range that's similar to a tweeter, like really high. Like I'm talking like 15 hertz all the way to like 15,000 hertz or something like that. Your average good mid-range, good mid-bass, or anything like that is not going to play up into the 20,000 kilohertz range. It's just not. It's not meant for that. But these PA loudspeaker type speakers are, and they're designed to be really, really, really loud, and that's okay. But I stepped away from car audio for a while, and then when I got back into it, I was working on a system that I'm not too proud to talk about, but it was loud. And my boy, he told me, he said, "Look, man, loud and clean are not the same." And I'm like, "Damn, you got a point." It was loud, but no. And then, you look at these super tweeters, for example. Super tweeters are not going to be the same as these type of speakers. Of course, I'm using Morel as a reference because that's what I have, but still, there's other brands, different categorized speakers. Some are sound quality, some are loudspeakers. It is what it is, and to say these types of speakers give good mid bass, I don't know. I'd say better more mid range than mid bass, but still, um, the bass that comes from this type of 6.5 is not going to be the same that comes from this type of 6.5. They're just designed differently. And again, just look at the surround. The X Max, the way the speaker's built, they're just totally different. So I just wanted to say that real quick. This was supposed to be a short video, and now it's become a rant. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys really quick, man. I mean, am I wrong? If so, let me know. Tell me why. And before you do tell me if I'm wrong, before you do tell me why, I'll say this. I don't compete SQ, but I did go to an SQ show. And, when I'm there, I give guys demos because, I talk about my system being different than the SQ system. And a lot of times they see my videos, thankfully, and they want to hear it. So I give demos. But there was one time I was at a show, and a guy, he said he was thinking about competing, but he wanted to hear some different cars. He listened to some actual SQ cars. Then he listened to my car, and he's like, "Man, can you listen to my car?" And I'm like, "Okay, of course." Hold on. You ready to go? Okay, hold on. Let me finish this video. So he asked me to listen to his car, and I did. And the thing is, he had these type of loudspeakers. I mean, he had two of those 6.5s in the doors, and some 4 inches or 3.5s on the dash, and then those loud super tweeters. And it was loud. Of course, you can hear the words, but it wasn't musical. It was just different. So, and I told him that, and he's like, "Oh man, I thought it was a loud. I mean, it was a sound quality speaker because people always refer to it as that." Maybe in the SPL world, they consider that sound quality because you can actually hear the words over the bass, depending on how many you have in that in the stunt walls. These things they call stunt walls and stuff. But yeah, they're just different, man. So when people talk about them being sound quality, and I'm like, I don't even waste my time giving them demos because they're not going to hear my system the way it's intended to be heard in comparison to theirs, because their mind is set on theirs being sound quality. Mine's not going to be loud enough. It's not going to scream. You're not going to hear it from 100 yards away. And speaking of that, I'll end this video real quick. I was at the park with Penny. It was a different park. We were at the park, and this guy had a truck, and it was loud, man. And I'm talking painfully loud. This dude, I am not exaggerating, man. I'm telling you, you guys know I try to be as truthful as possible. Well, I always am truthful as possible here on this channel. And there was a guy in a truck, and this dude had to easily be 100 to 200 yards away from me. I'm not exaggerating. And it was so loud, my ears were hurting from that distance. It sounded like it sounded like the music was coming out of a bullhorn, like a PA system. It was so loud. I'm like, man, how can you tolerate that sitting in the car when it's hurting me, almost 200 yards away? But people will consider that sound quality because you can hear the words. It's not musical, man. It's just loud. It's just different. Like if you were to hook up your phone with the terrible speakers our phones have and put it next to a bullhorn, it's going to be loud, but it's not going to be musical. It's not going to sound good. But anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest this morning. Thank you guys for listening. Yeah, this is not one of my better videos, but hey, man, it was what I was feeling before letting Penny run loose in the park. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned.